Hi, this is Marwa and I'm gonna try to make math easy for you by discussing the concept of percent. Now let's see what we have for percent today. We are going to try to find the missing percent, like in this question here, the missing part, like in this question, or the missing whole. What do we mean by that? Let's look at each of our questions. The first one says, what percent of 70 is 21? So they are looking for the percent. This is what's missing for them. Then what is 35% of 80? So whatever comes after is, which is the part, is missing. Then 75% of what number? Whatever comes after of is usually the whole, and that's missing. So here we have percent missing. Here we have the part missing, and in this question we have the whole missing. Actually, all three questions can be solved by the exact same rule. The rule states that you can write the part over the whole as a ratio, and of course this ratio is going to be equal to the percent over 100. So the ratio between the part and the whole is the exact same as the percent over 100. This rule can solve all three questions for you. So let's look at the first one. It says here what percent of 70 is 21. So first of all, try to write your proportion. The percent is missing. This is quite obvious. So P, I don't have P here, and this is over 100. And then I have these two numbers. Now, try not to be confused. Which is the part, which is the whole? Whatever comes after of is usually the whole. So the whole goes here, so this is 70, and whatever comes after is, this is the part, and this is 21. Once you have a proportion, it's going to be pretty easy for you to solve by cross multiplying. So I'm going to cross multiply. You're going to have that 70p is equal to 21 multiplied by 100. Before multiplying, try to cancel. That makes your life easier, especially if you don't have a calculator to use. So we're gonna just cancel these. 70 divided by 70 is 1. Cancel zeros. Then divide by 7, you'll get 3. Divide by 7, you'll get 1. You can say here that the percent is equal to 3 times 10, which is 30%. Now to write that in a complete sentence, you can start with the part, saying that 21, which is the part, is 30% of 70. So always start with the part, then the percent, then the whole. Let's follow the exact same procedure to try to solve the second question and see if it works. Again, I'm going to write my proportion, and I always start with the percent. If the percent is given, so let's write that. I have 35%, and this is my 100, so I'm cool on this side. And on the other side, I need to write first of all the whole, and the whole is whatever comes after of, so of 80, so 80 here goes into my denominator, and I don't have any more numbers, so my part is missing. Okay, so it's pretty easy now. We can see that x over 80 is equal to 35 over 100. Cross multiply, I'm gonna have 100x equals to 35 multiplied by 80. Divide both sides by 100, and let's do the calculations. Just cancelling again. It's 1, then we're gonna here cross out the zeros, and then divide by 5, you get 7. Divide by 5, you get 2. I still can divide the 8 by 2 and get 4, and divide by 2 and get 1. Just get rid of everything you can. Then here you can tell that x is equal to 4 times 7, which is 28. Now 28 is the missing part, and we said when you write the full sentence, we're gonna start with the missing part. So I'm going to write that 28 is what percent? 35%, which is already given, of 80. So it did work with the first question. It did work with the second question. Let's just try the last one. Again, draw your proportion, and let's look at what's given. Start with the percentage, 75%. So here goes the 75, here goes your 100. Then we said we're gonna look at the whole, and the whole always comes after of. When they say of what number, it means that the whole is missing, and this is where you write your variable x. Then is 36. 36 here is the part. cross multiply, you'll get that 75x equal to 36 multiplied by 100. Divide both sides by 75. Do your calculations. If without a calculator, just cancel. This is divided by 25, you'll get 3. Divide by 25, you'll get 4. Divide by 3, you'll get 12. Divide by 3, you get 1. Then you tell that x is equal to 12 times 4, which is 48. Again, start with the part. So we're going to say that 36 is 75% of the whole that we just found, which is 48. Let's look at this once more. This is my rule, and this is a very good rule. Part over whole equal percent over 100. It could help you find the missing percent if needed, the missing part like in the second question, or the missing whole like in the third question by substituting and cross multiplying. Now this is if you have a direct question like that, when they say you what percent or what is or of what number. So this is kind of a direct question when it comes to percents. What if we have a word problem like this question here? Now a word problem is going to be solved in a quite different way. Let's read it together. It says here, a beauty salon buys bottles of styling gel for, and this is your first number, and they gave you an amount they buy it for per bottle, and marks up the price. What does it mean, marks up the price? By 40%. Now marks up the price means that they increase the price. Now for any business to be able to survive, they're gonna buy the bottles from a vendor for $4.50. If they want to sell it to a consumer, they can't sell it for the same price. They have to add to it the expenses like the rent and wages and whatever, and also their profit. So we can say here that markup means the amount of money or the percentage that they add to any price they buy the items for before they sell it to the consumer. So actually this is something that is increased over the price. So the price was $4.50, it's going to be increasing by 40%. Whenever you see markup, you know that the price is going to increase. Okay? Then the question says, for what price does the salon sell each bottle? Actually, I'm going to cross multiply again, but not using the same rule. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to see what happened before the markup and what happens after the markup. Now, before the markup, the price was $4.50. So this is the price or the value. Okay? After the markup, for what price does the salon sell? Well, this is what I don't know. So here goes your variable x. Okay? Now, how am I going to use percentage to solve this? Whatever you start with is actually your whole. So this is actually 100% of whatever I want to. Okay? So this $4.50 is 100% of the price that you bought for. This is what I started with. Okay? Then it increased. How much did it increase by? It increased by 40. So if it increased by 40, it means it became 100 plus that 40. So it became 140 now, right? So it used to be 100. Then when I increased it by, used to be 100%. Then when I increased it by 40%, it became 140%. Now if I cross multiply now, I will be able to find that missing price. So I'm going to say, just ignore the percentage sign and multiply the numbers. We're going to say 100x is equal to 4.5 times 140, and again divide both sides by the number 100. And when you cancel this and use your calculator this time, you will find that x is equal to 6.3. Now this 6.3 represents a value of money, right? So you can't write it like that. You have to write it correctly. Let's do that in a complete sentence. Whenever you have a word problem, your answer is expected to be a complete sentence. For what price does the salon sell each bottle? Then you're going to write that the salon sells each bottle before, don't forget the dollar sign, and $6.30. It has to always be 2 decimal places when it comes to cents. 6.3 won't work for money, it has to be 6.30. Okay, so when we saw the word markup, we understood immediately that the price is going to increase. This is why you added to the 100. Okay, now let's see a different question where you have to do the opposite. Now this question here, it says a tennis racket normally costs $65, so this is the original price. The tennis racket is on sale for 20% off. It means that the price will decrease. Okay, what is the sales price of the racket? So I have a 65 here, I have a 20% off, which means decrease. What is the sales price? Actually, I'm going to solve this in the exact same way I did with the last question. I'm going to see what happened before the sale, what happens after the sale. Okay, the original price, which was 65, is 100% of the value. This is the complete value because this is the original, this is what we started with. Okay, the price after the sale is what's missing, so here goes the X, and the percentage in this case used to be 100, but when we took 20% off, it means we decreased it by 20, so it's minus 20, and that became 80%. Again, cross multiply, you can say that 100x is equal to 65 multiplied by 80, divide both sides by 100, then you will get that x is equal to 52 using your calculator. Now write your answer in a complete sentence. What is the sales price, the sale price of the tennis racket? Then you're going to write the sale price is 52, and don't forget the dollar sign, dollars, this is your unit. Okay, we use the same rule. What happened before, what happened the after, what are the values aligned vertically, what is the percentage? It used to be 100% at the beginning, it decreased because this is on sale, so you subtracted 20 and you got 80, cross multiply and find the answer. I hope this has been useful for you and made the percent concept more clearer. Now here I have some questions for you to solve. Some of them are direct questions and one-word problem. If you are going to find those answers and write them in the comments, I'll make sure to let you know if they are correct. I hope this was useful, and thank you so much for watching.